So I wanted to try to answer President Tsikhanouskaya's question about what's the first thing you do. I think that the biggest problem that any transition to a more democratic regime faces is how to operate the state. Because if you can't operate the state, you can't deliver services, you can't teach children, you can't do public health. And I think there have been a lot of big pitfalls in understanding how the state works and then how to control that state. There's a temptation to dismantle part of it because you don't trust the people that have been working there for generations. The biggest mistake in that regard was what the United States did in Iraq after the invasion, of dismantling the army, which led to the subsequent collapse of order. And I think that any transition is going to have to rely on the old regime to a very large extent, because they're the ones that actually know how to collect taxes and pay bills and so forth. And I think that one of the things that's very critical to do before the transition is to understand that mechanism. And presumably you have a lot of supporters among the bureaucrats, right, that run the mechanism. So you need to identify who they are and who is likely to be loyal to you, and you have to rely on them. And you can't expect to bring from outside, the competent cadres that can actually understand how that state mechanism works. And that's something you can prepare for. There's one really interesting little known fact, that after the defeat of Nazi Germany, there was an attempt at a kind of immediate lustration or denazification. And it turned out that it was very difficult to do because it was really these Nazis that understood how the German state operated. And so the occupation authorities found themselves in this awkward position where they actually had to call back a lot of Nazi party members to actually make the government work. And I believe, Norman may correct me on this, but I believe that in the end, only about 1,000 Nazis were actually lustrated or kicked out of the state service because of that dependence on, the existing regime. So it's something that I think every transition has to confront, but it's something you can prepare for, I think, in advance.